What's up, what's up, what's up? It's the jail story guy. We're gonna talk about the difference between, I'm gonna just freestyle this one, man. We're gonna talk about my opinion, the difference between court-appointed and paid lawyers. Court-appointed and paid lawyers. My personal experience, um, it really depends on your case. It depends on your situation. My first case, um, I had a robbery. And I'll tell y'all this. My first lawyer, he came to me with a deal. And he was a court appointed, and he came to me with a deal. And it was 3 years. He told me they were gonna drop the gun and give me 3 years for the robbery. Now, I was 17 years old. I immediately, hell no, I'm not, no, 3 years, are you crazy? Right? And he said, this is what he told me. He said, listen, this is the best deal you're going to get. And if you don't take it, you'll pay to get this deal later. That's what he told me. He told me if I didn't take that deal, I was going to have to pay to get that deal later. That's what he told me. Oh shit. Hold on. Why did I just click the light? Winter bumper cars. I'm not starting this over because I'm already a minute and a half in. Look, y'all can rock with me. Look, yeah, so long story short, I did. That's exactly what happened. He came back to see me again, and about 2 more weeks, 3 weeks later, he came with 5. I was like, what? You said 3. He was like, but I told you that was the best deal you were gonna get. I was like, so now it's 5? He was like, yeah, now they don't want to throw out the gun. And I was like, well, if I ain't take 3, I'm definitely not taking 5, so you're wasting your time. He left, came back 2-3 weeks later with 7. I fired him right there. So I was like, man, you going the wrong way. You supposed to be going down. You clearly negotiating wrong. So I fired him, got another lawyer, fired him immediately. My family got me a paid attorney. Long story short, end up spending about $36,000 total. That was with meetings with the lawyer and the judge, dinners, rounds of golf, totaling about $36,000 in total, like I said. Not his straight retainer fee. It's just other stuff involved. And I don't want to say his name either. Lawyer, he's a good lawyer, man. I'll probably call him and see if he's comfortable with me using his name, because y'all probably want to, if anybody in Michigan get in some trouble, you probably want to deal with this guy. He's very well connected. If you ain't never been, I was lucky to run into one of them ones, right? So anyway, he ended up getting it back down to 3 years. And that was actually due to like a debate back and forth, power struggle. Prosecutor was trying to like outshine the judge, and judge kind of shitted on him right at the end. And I ended up getting the better end of that deal. Anyway, so that was that time, right? So I actually ended up paying the lawyer. I could have got that deal from the jump through a court appointed. Ended up paying a ton of money to a paid lawyer. And I don't know if anybody knows, 36 grand, like I said, that's not his retainer, but spending 36,000, that's in the state, that's money you spend on a body. I had a robbery. I mean, that's like 8, 10, 12,000, 15 at the most. You don't spend that much. You get into like the 15s and 20s when they fighting a body. So that much money for a robbery, but like I said, what it was for, y'all understand. Anyway, it's already too long. So then I had another situation in Jackson, Michigan. And I'll just say, without going into too many details, I had a lawyer, Andrew Kirkpatrick. He was very well connected, and he wasn't taking no shit from the jump. I ended up, he got me like out of a case by taking another. I took a case from my homeboy, which like he was able to have this case, eat this case, and I pled guilty to that. Man, he worked some shit out that you only gonna get, some type of shit you only gonna get from a connected paid attorney. Court appointed could have never pulled these type of strings, and if they could, they would have never pulled them for a random person. They only gonna pull this shit when they got something to gain out of it. You know what I mean? These was like strings. This was definitely, it seemed like that backdoor favor for a favor, not that, you know, never know, agreeing the cops or gunner shit. Just like he was just connected, and he was able to make shit happen, make meetings happen. I'll tell you, like he was able to. I went and took a case for my homeboy. I was in the car when he caught a case, right? And he was able to get me over there, take that case. My homeboy, he gonna see this, and he gonna be probably in the comments. I'm gonna let him, if he choose to speak on that. But he got me over there. Some shit that a court appointed could have never done. So sometimes it matters if they're, I feel like if they're connected. Me personally, if I have a rule, when I first meet a lawyer, if the first time we meet, within the first 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and whoever dealt with this shit gonna know what I'm talking about. If they start talking about a fucking continuance or adjourning because they need more time for whatever, especially if they say something about they need time for another case, fired, fucking fired immediately. I don't play that shit. Never. I don't play that shit. If you couldn't take the case, you shouldn't have fucking took it. Fuck you. But really, almost any reason, if they asking for adjournments or anything like that, I don't really play that. Court appointeds, sometimes you could kind of, if they asking for adjournments, that's a red flag for me. I kick them to the curb. I like younger attorneys, either younger or older, like real young, fresh out of school, or older, like much older, the older, like, but they still got that fight. Like they kind of cool, the cool older ones, because they already connected and they usually got practice outside of this. The ones that only got that practice within, you know, if they like 40, you know, 35, 30, 35, 40, 45, like they eating off of this. So they favoring motherfuckers all day, and you might get caught up in that. But like them young ones fresh out of school, they eager to like prove themselves. And then the older ones, they don't got nothing else to prove to nobody. They like, fuck y'all, they gonna fight. They gonna do it how they do it. I had a lawyer fight for me. He found out that I had a case. I ain't gonna get into that. I'll say that for another video. I can't give it all to y'all one video. This shit almost 10 minutes. The difference between court appointments and paid attorneys, man, it depends on your particular situation. It doesn't always work out for the better because you got a paid attorney. Especially I see these, I'll tell you this, I would never get a paid attorney that was not from that place, unless it was a Fed case. Some federal lawyers, they can swap through, and if like certain circuits are like connected, like with their laws and shit. So a lawyer might be good in multiple states. If he's licensed in multiple states, he can practice, you know what I'm saying? Because these laws are just like those laws. And if y'all have Fed cases, y'all know what I'm talking about. But I would never get a state lawyer. I would never pay a lawyer that wasn't from that area, because he ain't connected. If he's not connected, he can't do anything for you that a court appointed can't do. He's just there. I mean, he can, all you can do is help him look, dress nicer when he come up in that motherfucker, because all them thousands of dollars you finna give him. But he can't do nothing for you. He can't pick up the phone and say, hey, Johnny, man, these motherfuckers went to school together. They colleagues. They eat lunch together. They know each other. They're colleagues, man. They were classmates. Like, all these motherfuckers know each other, man. And I feel like that's what people need to realize. These people, real life, know each other. Like, whether you win or lose, whether you go to prison for life or go home tonight, them motherfuckers is going out to eat, playing golf. Their kids go to the same schools. Like, they talking about, you over there sweating about your life and they talking about the game last night. You know what I'm saying? You think they over there arguing about your case, man. They finna just go in here and do a little jousting, whatever, and whatever. And win, lose, or draw, you know, they just add it to the tally. You just a scoreboard to them, you know? So people got to remember that. I would never buy or pay for an attorney that isn't from like that county. Like, people be getting lawyers from, I would never do that. Not in the state, only in the feds. And that's if like he would have to show me that the law that he commonly practices is like, some circuits, they operate the same. Like, laws passed here, because some shit is different in different circuits in the feds, you know. But if he didn't practice that same type of shit, I wouldn't fuck with that. And the feds is different because they don't really care about like who you are, the bigger your name, man. They slamming mayors, actors, fucking all type of politicians, all type of celebrities, man. You, me, nobody. You're done. Get the fuck out. But see, you on the same plane as somebody special, because it's all, they don't give a fuck about none of that. Like, either you did this shit or you didn't, because like they don't really care. So that's what I say. You look at your particular situation. If it ain't nothing serious, man, just let them go ahead and give you a court-appointed lawyer. If you got something heavy, try to get you somebody connected in that county that could pick up the phone and have a conversation with the prosecutor. If they're not connected enough to get that prosecutor, hopefully the judge too, to be honest, or at least the judge's chambers. But somebody that can like ask them a question like, can you push this? Like, they got like a thing where they could just push the motions through. You know, like, some lawyers know that they're good enough to like, I can get us a court date next week, 2 weeks from now, within the month. I can get us on the docket. Like, they know they can. Those are the ones that's plugged in. Those are the ones that could pick up them phones and make them calls. You know, you got to ask them simple questions, because they're not going to tell you like, I can get you out. They're not going to make a sure. And if they say something like that, make them put it in writing. I bet they won't. And if they do, you got them. But if they 99% chance they won't. So depends on your situation. Sometimes it ain't worth it. Sometimes it don't matter. If you get you a young person fresh out of school, like in the last year or two, they got something to prove, let them fight, man. Let them fight. They're going to fight for that little weak ass check. Just stay with the court appointed if they young. But not if they dumb, because sometimes they young and dumb. You know, you got to just do your research too. You sitting back letting somebody else fight your case for you, that's your life. It's your life. Do your research too. Make sure you know what the hell you talking about, and don't just let them play your shit like a game of chess. You know, I don't know if that helps. I tried to do it. I'm probably gonna like whack this in half and make it part 1 and part 2. But difference between court appointed and paid lawyers. There you go.